Now Lunenburg will be quick to talk about because it's so tiny and quaint. Now our ship stopped there, but I think because it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, we had to drop anchor long off the coast of Lunenburg, and then we tendered in. So the tender was about, I think the captain said it was 22 minutes exactly. We were told it'd be about half an hour, but he timed it. It was 22 minutes. And it was a pleasant ride. We got up really early because Lunenburg, we were only in from, I think we were arriving at 7:30 and leaving at 12:30. So because of that, I was like, oh, let's get up early and go explore. Now we only planned to go for a walk. We didn't book a tour. There are shore excursions, tours with the ships that you can book. We haven't done any shore excursions on this cruise, which is very unusual for me because I'm usually all for booking with the ship because for the convenience of it and the fact that you are guaranteed to the ship to wait for you. But the shore excursions on this cruise are incredibly expensive. There would be like $400 each for some of the trips. I can't talk. Or some of the trips that we wanted to do. And $400 each is $800 for a cruise excursion. And these are American dollars. I think Canadian dollars are less. These are $800 American dollars. And that, it was like a short break cruise. So yeah, that wasn't happening. And we were also on, I wouldn't say a fitness streak. We're just trying to be more mindful in our ways. So we decided we wanted to walk at least sort of 5K a day, and often more. So we decided we wanted to go for a walk in Lunenburg. And so we got off on the second tender. I think the first tender was mostly full of shore excursion people. We were off on the second tender that went at about 8:15. We'd had breakfast in our cabin, which is included in your cruise fare, which is good value. And then we got onto the tender and then we went to shore. And then in shore we went for a wander. So Lunenburg is a UNESCO Heritage Site. It's a beautiful little village town on the coast, and it's apparently one of the best sort of examples of British colonial architecture in Canada. It's beautiful, really colourful old houses. It's not particularly British. It feels a bit more Scandinavian, Norwegian-y. It reminded me very much of the old town in Bergen. But it's beautiful, really nice. There's a museum on the front there you could go to if you're there for longer. There was a hut selling like whale watching tours and boat trips. There's a famous boat, Bluenose, the schooner that was the original was built there, and then the original sank somewhere, and then they've built a replica of it, and that is like a Canadian, the Canadian government and tourist board, whatever, own it and use it to show off Canada. And the ship, it's like an ambassador, I guess. And then we went for a walk, which was lovely, along the waterside, and then we went up along some residential streets and had a little look at the streets. They were lovely. It was a bit hilly in parts, but very short, sharp hills, which is nice. Beautiful views. They have a nice walkway along the rivers. Not riverside, I'm still in my St. Lawrence head. Along the coast, the seaside. And they have lovely Canadian like deck chairs around. You can sit and admire the views. And then we walked the other way in town. We ended up just walking around about 5-6k, and then we sat on the wharf for a bit on deck chairs at the end with a beautiful view, watching our tenders go back and forth. And then we got the tender back onto the ship, and that was it really, our day in Lunenburg. Only about 4 or 5 cruise ships go there a year, so if your ship doesn't go there, and it's only small ships really, like I think it was Windstar, Silver Sea, Azamar and Viking that tend to go there. There's 4 or 5 cruise ships going there this year. Carnival Sunshine beeping. Oh yeah, she's doing her drill. We've had the emergency alarm, then we've had the go to your muster stations. Now I think it's abandoned ship. It's escalated quickly. Well, let her do her beeping. Oh, there's a lorry beeping her back. Escalated very quickly. She finished? I think she's finished. What was I talking about? Lunenburg. I can't even remember. Where was I? I don't know. But we sat on the end of a lovely wharf, watching the tender boats go by, and then we got back on the ship. It was the officers' barbecue around the pool yesterday. There's a lot of buffets on Azamara, like buffet events, and it's not really our thing. I quite like to be served in a restaurant. So the officers' buffet was on, and also like it's difficult sometimes to Dave to carry stuff, and it's rather we like to sit down in a restaurant most of the time. And so we went to the Discovery's restaurant for lunch, and there was quite a few people there, to be honest. And the Windows Cafe, which is the usual buffet, was quite full of people, because we went up there to see if we could sit on the bar on the back of the ship, but there was lots of people eating, so I was like, it's not fair for us to take up a table just sitting having a drink when people are having their lunch. But we went outside and watched the Officers' Barbecue Entertainment, which was a band playing music, like a guitar, electric guitar, drums, singers. They look Filipino. I really hope that they've got like a story that they've been crew or something and like decided to make the break of singing and performing, because they were excellent, like really, really good. And then we kind of had a lazy afternoon, and then we had a nap, getting old, and then we had dinner later in the evening. And then we went to see the show, which was a Showtime crooner kind of show. Lots of kind of old sort of jazz music, and Elvis, and Blue Eyes. What's he? No, there's another man, Frank Sinatra. Songs like that. It was very nice. And then after we stayed in the show lounge place, and we watched with our destination speaker and assistant cruise director, they did like ghost stories. So usually they do ghost stories and things on the upper decks in the Mediterranean and Caribbean, but because it's a bit colder here, they did it inside. But it was really good. And then on the back of the bar and the show sort of venue, they had lots of like sweet treats. I'm not usually big of sweets, but they had a lemon meringue pie that was just delicious. And then they also had hot chocolate. You had a hot chocolate. They had hot drinks. They had bar drinks and soft drinks. And yeah, it was good. It's not something I'd usually like, ghost tales, but actually it was good fun. It was nothing sort of groundbreaking. I'm sure we could have Googled them all, but the guy is quite expressive in his ways, and yeah, he was good. He's I think Azamara getting their money's worth, having destination talks and then also getting a cruise talk, ghost talk out of him. Then after that we went to bed to get ready to come to Halifax. Oh, not Halifax, going back in the world, to come to St John, New Brunswick, where we are today. And I will do a live at some point, but we haven't finished our day here yet, so once I have, I will share what we did. But at the moment we're walking en route to the Reversing Rapids, which last time I came here I got a coach to as a shore excursion. So I looked around on the map and I was like, it doesn't look that far to walk. And it's not. And it's on a lovely harbour path, which was quiet. Oh. But now it's not so quiet. Everyone's woken up, but that's fine. There's lots of space to share. Thanks for watching.